In 2011, Oregon State University Press released a book that should revolutionize butterfly observation and research in the United States. Unlike countless field guides boasting hundreds of photos of imagos, what many call the adult form of a butterfly, Life Histories of Cascadia Butterflies sets out to catalog the full life cycles of the 158 different butterflies of the large region that includes parts of Northern California, Oregon, Idaho, and British Columbia, as well as all of Washington state. Researchers David James and David Nunnallee had spent more than a decade observing, catching, and rearing a panoply of butterfly species and subspecies, keeping careful notes and painstakingly documenting life stages with photographs and essential details presented in this book. Only in the last few years have I ventured into the world of caterpillars, finding them both frustrating to ID and difficult to find. Granted that a great number are moths, I'd also not wanted to dive into a whole new realm of species identification, particularly given the dearth of quality guides. James and Nunnallee have me itching for warm spring nights so I can try to find nocturnally active fritillary caterpillars consuming violets. Many butterflies spend most of their time as larvae that overwinter, yet we've done little to document the time spent at different instars. James and Nunnallee have unearthed all kinds of amazing information, such as the fact that the same species may have differing numbers of instar stages under different conditions, as is the case with their account of the California sister. Other researchers reported 5 or 6 instars, but James and Nunnallee's reared cats pupated after 4 instars. They think that pupation was triggered early by falling temperatures. Rearing caterpillars from eggs is as much an art as a science, though the extensive Introduction to Life Histories offers a wealth of information to increase chances for success. When eggs of a certain species proved hard to find, they caught gravid females. Newly emerged females are likely to be impregnated rapidly. Providing them with an appropriate shelter with the correct substrate, usually a plant, to lay eggs on may provide eggs to rear. The images of eggs, larvae, and pupae to make this video have been graciously shared by David James and David Nunnallee. I thank them profusely. Not all images appeared in their book. Let's dive in deeper to examine 2 of their accounts of species we also find in the Badger State. First, consider the green comma, Polygonia faunus. They describe the eggs as green with about 12 raised septate ridges running vertically up the sides. This description, accompanied with photos, helps the reader create a mental image. Instars L1 through L5 are pictured with text describing marking, coloring, and position and number of setae, spines, and other structures. The instars change so drastically during development that it would be difficult to ID a first instar given only pictures of later instars. Finally, the pupa, tan in color, has a complex pattern of spines, ridges, and reflective metal cones, as evidenced in the nearby photo. I don't want to delve into their description fully, but want people to understand that they've gone into great depth. The 2 pages devoted to the green comma also explain how they obtained eggs, observed larval hosts, growth rates for all stages, as in hatching occurred after 4 to 6 days, as well as suggestions for rearing techniques not to be found elsewhere. The final section, discussion, offers some additional observations that will help fellow caterpillar wranglers avoid errors, like wilting hosts are not utilized. Now consider the information James and Nunnallee record concerning the tawny-edged skipper. They start out with eggs, showing how the new green egg changes to white with red patterning as it develops. Once again, each stage of the caterpillar's development is described in detail, along with a photo with measurements, so the reader can see how the larva changes. L5, the stage that clearly separates the tawny edge from similar grass skippers, is shown with the orange-red coloration on the face, with the authors speculating that those colors are particular to Cascadian cats. Once again, they show the 18 millimeter pupa. Of note in these descriptions are the places where James and Nunnallee suggest further studies. The reader can get active and help determine whether or not the tawny-edged face coloration is specific to the region. Likewise, we in Wisconsin can venture out and find ways that our populations differ from those in Washington state. Ideally, we would have a similar guide to the butterflies of Wisconsin in the greater Midwest, a reliable text where we can see the differences and similarities between white admiral and red spotted purple eggs, where we can determine what instar a satyr comma cat is, whether a discovered pupa holds a dainty sulfur or a southern dogface. This project will take a lot of collective work with folks active throughout the state. Brewing butterflies takes practice, as well as a commitment to learn from mistakes and try again. Even if you just find a host plant that caterpillars in captivity will eat, that information will help others advance the study. I plan on starting in the upcoming warm months and will post videos showing the techniques I use. Likewise, others in the state can begin, being sure to keep careful records and photograph developmental stages. We can post our findings to the website. We might share our successes with local science teachers who can duplicate the work in their classrooms. Our work may contribute to the welfare of our lepidopteran neighbors. Please visit the Swibble website if you are interested in contributing to this important work.